Hello, I'm Brandon. Welcome to this edition of the Earbones podcast. I'm here with Stick. Stick, how are you today?
I don't know.
It's fucking hot.
It is hot. I'm drinking this tart ale. It's disgusting.
And I went hard with an F right off the bat, so this thing is already notched down by the ratings board.
It's okay. Like,
You know all podcasts have ratings now.
Yeah?
Yeah, they have a guy that dedicated has to listen to every podcast, so bless his soul, listen to this thing. They listen to all the podcasts and they rate them. Standard movie rating.
We should be a real podcast.
Are we rated like M, or would we be rated like NR? Is NR still
we
rated?
rated M.
What's the other one?
Adult only. AO.
No, that's video games.
Oh,
Video games and
NC
movies are different. NC-17, that's the dreaded one. Like, the difference between an R and NC-17 is something like, I don't know, what, $8 million or something like that? Like, the difference between movies make?
It could be more than that.
Just made up that figure, by the way. Just 100% made up that
because you can't play in
figure.
theaters if you're NC-17, right?
I think you can, but I don't think all theaters will play them.
Ours probably wouldn't.
What was the biggest grossing NC-17 movie of all time? There had to be a big one.
I don't know. Because they would
Deep Throat? Or was that just a porno?
I think it was just a porno. Or our code name.
NC-17.
See, I think they released them as R's and then they put them unrated on the...
Blue is the warmest color, was it? Hold on. Showgirls was NC-17? This can't be right.
That can't be right. What's happening?
List of NC-17 rated films. Here we go. Oh my god, there's a lot? Oh, it was created in 1990 to replace the X rating.
Oh, the dreaded X. It's fine. It's fine.
So Texas Chainsaw Massacre was given an X that year. 3. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
Who's watching that?
Okay, there's a lot. But it looks like they retroactively... Is the mic picking up the rain?
It'll stop. It's fine.
I
It's too
doubt
hot to
it.
close that. You'll deal with it.
We're not looking... I'm already sweating. American Pie was given a... That's an R. Oh, because it was re-rated. This is a dumb fucking thing. Whatever.
I think we'd just be R.
We're getting nowhere.
Maybe R. I don't know. We could be like a hard PG-13. You know, like PG-15.
The highest grossing NC-17 movies. Showgirls made $20 million. Apparently Showgirls is rated NC-17. Henry and June made 11.5. The Cook, the Thief, the Wife, and Her Lover made 7.7. Bad Education made 5.2. Lust, Caution made 4.6, I guess.
I've never heard of these movies.
You know Showgirls.
Well, yeah, I've never seen it. I've seen the cover for it.
What, this? That confuses your head.
Yeah, what is it?
It's Jesse Spano.
I mean, I get it. It makes me uncomfortable.
I don't know. Whatever. We got nowhere with this. Where are we going? What are we doing? What is
That's
this?
a bad bit.
What are we doing? There was no bit. Listen, everything's not a bit. We were having an honest conversation.
You're wrong. Your life is a bit.
No, I'm a human being that likes to live my life on the edge. The edge of bits.
Yes.
But what's on the edge of a bit is real life. So I live in the real world, fall off a lot. I have bad balance. I have bad bit balance. My bit balance is off.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you don't read the room.
I fall into bits. Oh, no, I read rooms. I prefer to do bits when I'm reading the rooms. I'll walk a room right now. Do you know the phrase walk the room?
What, go around and do bits to everybody?
No.
Same
The
bit?
phrase walk the room in comedy is like if you're on stage, everybody walks out. Like when you walk the room, the whole room leaves. That's walking the room.
Oh. Well, we don't do that.
I'll walk this whole place.
We
I'll walk all 7 people to listen to this podcast.
walk the whole internet, right?
The whole internet would have to listen for us to... Is everything getting wet over there? It definitely is.
I'll close it.
I'm worried about your things.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of water and some electrical stuff.
There's a computer. There is a guitar. That's what they're called, right? Guitars.
Yeah, I mean, there's some moisture buildup over here.
Is everything gonna be alright? Is it gonna short out?
I don't know.
Where's your actual computer piece at?
Right here.
Is that wet?
I don't know. It's fine. We're fine. All professional here at Earbones.
Until it stops working. Okay. It's been a minute since we've done an episode.
So much going on in life. It's terrible.
What do you got going on in life?
Well, I got a kid.
But that's not new since last time we did anything.
No. But, well, I just like all these parties and people having anniversaries.
Hold on. Speaking of parties, I'm surprised you're not Faygo covered. You're not stained with Faygo colors or like whipped with a repentance whip. Is that
You
a
don't
thing?
know. You don't. Wait, what?
Is that a thing? I feel like they'd just be sitting in a room, smash themselves on the back. There has to be a name for that, right?
Yeah.
That kind of whip.
Yeah, I don't
We
know.
don't need to get into it. I'm not Googling anything else this episode. NC-17 is the last thing.
Okay. Yeah.
So
well,
don't
you,
fact
you
check
don't know
anything we
what's
say.
underneath
Don't fact
these
check anything.
clothes. I might have a hatchet, man.
Speaking of,
Got fresh last night.
we talked about, before we went on air, we talked about Walking Dead ending.
Yeah.
Had a gentleman come into the shop. Well, first off, called the shop. By the way, I was on vacation all week, so I got to the shop early to put the books away. So I was there at like 11, which is an hour before I actually start. So I got there and put all the books away, basically. This dude called at 11:30, meaning nobody was even there if it was a normal day.
So you answered it still.
Oh, yeah, I still answered. I'm professional. I had the open sign on as soon as I got in there. Because if I got an hour to make money, somebody will come in and
I'm
spend some
making
money.
money,
Whatever,
yeah.
making money. Yeah, I'm making some money.
Oh.
Wheeling and dealing, yeah? He called 11:30 and said, hey, do you have the new Walking Dead? I said, we have 5 left on the shelf. And then he said, okay, will you put 2 aside for me? And I said, I can do that, because there were 5 on the shelf. So I put 2 behind the counter. He said he's coming from downtown. I said, all right. A club member called, which we always look out for first.
Yeah.
And he wanted 2 extras put in his bin so his whole family could have one. So I put 2 more in his bin. So he had 3 then. Another club member came in, and wrong. There's a grandma who has come in for the past like 5 years to buy it for her grandson, and it's amazing. And she came in and got hers. She got the last one off the shelf. And then another club member come in, and he wanted another extra one. And he's been a club member. He's been buying... He said he's been buying that book in the shop for 12 years.
Uh-huh.
He said he shed a tear that morning because he knew this was the last day that he's going to go into the shop and buy an issue of Walking Dead from Volume 1 at a shop.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I don't know.
To veer away from the story for a second, I honestly feel give it 6 months and there'll be Walking Dead Volume 2 out.
I didn't enjoy it that much. I thought the writing was bad. It was just juvenile.
There you go. You just walked the internet.
Like not the
just walked it.
maybe not the story, but the character interaction.
You walked it.
Man.
First of all, it's like what you just did right there is like you showed up at a funeral and was like, he's a fucking asshole anyway. That's what you just did. Like the book just died and you're burying it. Where it's like if you showed up at a funeral, it's like, you know what, guys? Who fucking cares? He was a dick. Whatever. That's what you just did. That's the equivalent
If
of
that's
what you
who I
just
gotta
did.
be, that's who I gotta be.
That's what you just did, but there was no reason for it.
There was.
Okay.
I had to get off my
have
chest.
your opinion.
I had to get off my chest.
But why didn't you get it off your chest the past 5 years when you weren't reading it?
Because it never came back up in my life.
You didn't have to. It didn't have to come up now.
Yeah,
you
it
brought it up to me.
It's a big moment.
It is a big moment. I'm fucking sweating
Well,
bad.
calm down.
I'm worked up about this Walking
I'm
Dead
walking
thing.
people out here, so it cools down.
But back to the story. Club member came in, wanted another one. That guy had not shown up yet to get his. So I had another one, and he wanted another one. I said, I got one more here, but you're a club member, so I'll give it to you. I still saved one for the guy, but I gave him one of the guys who wanted to save it for me. He laughed, told me about how he was going to cry a tear. He shed a tear. This dude walks in with wife beater, khaki cutoffs.
Oh, boy.
Khaki cutoffs, and the biggest Hatchet Man piece I've ever seen in my life. I was so happy. I don't know why it made me happy, but seeing this man walk through the door, biggest smile on my face. And then you could tell that he is a person who doesn't get to talk to somebody about his
Oh, God.
the things he enjoys often.
Yeah?
Because he was just he's like, did you read it yet? And I mean, obviously I'm working, and I'm not going to be like, I'll read that shit. I said, no, I haven't read it yet.
You can tell it was trash and juvenile writing.
Listen, there's some people that work at comic shops. I'm not going to throw any names around. That potentially try to turn people off books or tell people book sucks. If I'm working or if I'm even in that shop, you will never hear me say a book is awful. Because it's just not for me.
I don't know. Age of Ultron was not for anyone.
You might hear me say I don't like Michael Allred's art, but I won't tell you it's awful because a lot of people enjoy Michael Allred's art. A lot of people love that. And there's ways I enjoyed. Okay, I dealt with Allred's art when he did FF. I didn't mind that because the writing was strong enough to carry it through.
Yeah, and you got Mom Body Medusa.
We did get Mom Body Medusa.
Allred ain't that bad.
I won't say he's bad. I just don't like him.
I'm just saying.
There's
brother.
other artists out there that I don't like either. I mean, we're not going to sit here and shit on things, but there's also My favorite current artist is Mike Deodato. There's some people out there that don't like Mike Deodato. They think he's too dark. They think his shit's too muddy. Well, that's whatever. It's not for them.
Dark. But I don't think it's muddy.
But his darkness is... I would lend his darkness more to his inker when his colorist.
Yeah.
I think he might ink his own stuff. But I'd let it to his colorist because you can brighten that up. It's been clear. Rain Birdo did a good job at brightening his shit up. Whoever's inking... is it Savage Avengers now? They do a decent job by brightening some of the stuff up. Although some of that stuff needs to be dark. Because fucking Conan versus Wolverine. Holy shit. That happens.
Why is this still back in time?
Hold on. Are you on a loop? Do you not know that Conan's part of Marvel Universe?
No, I know that.
No, he's part of the Avengers now. He's on a team of Avengers.
Oh.
He's on a team of... They're called the Savage Avengers. And it's Wolverine, Conan, Elektra, Venom, Brother Voodoo. Brother Voodoo's the odd man out in this group, by the way.
I think if it's
and then
right in there.
There's one. I think there's one more. Punisher, maybe? Yeah, I think Punisher's involved too. Basically, just a murderous team of Avengers.
See, I thought Savage Avengers was that past one.
No. What past?
What were they called? Like the first like Black Panther and shit.
Oh no, that was Avengers of 10 million BC or something like that.
That's not a thing anymore, huh?
That I don't think that was ever a book. I think that was part.
Whatever.
That was part of
It was the beginning of
his first story arc.
Whose first story arc?
Who's writing Avengers? Wasn't it Jason Aaron?
Yeah, it was the first when I jumped on it.
Yeah, I think that was just his Avengers. I think he just
With old buffed up She-Hulk.
I think they had a one shot. Buffed Up She-Hulk's still in that book.
I know she.
And she's in War of Realms, which you need to fucking read.
I'm gonna read it. Did the last one come? Do I have them all now?
It should be in that box down there.
I'm
Which
gonna have to-
before we leave, I'm going to assemble them all for you so you can read them.
I don't know where they're
Let's
all
get
at.
Let's get into what we need to get into. We're talking about Nitro 281. Took place. Hold on, let me pull this. February 6th. I want to say.
That sounds right.
You can't confirm. Early February 2001. There's only like 5 episodes of Nitro left.
Ends at 86, I think.
4, 5, or 6. We're getting there. Somehow 2 pay-per-views left though, but we'll work on that. When you started this thing up, even though you asked me what we had to watch and I told you what it starts out with, did you still feel like you turned it on halfway through the episode?
Yeah, I feel like somehow started. I actually checked and made sure I didn't skip ahead.
Yeah, when I turned it on and it was just, it opens up with Flair just screaming in the ring at Kevin Nash. By the way, Flair's already in the ring, sweating. Kevin Nash is already halfway down the aisle. So when I turned it on and it's happening, I said, did I miss entrances? Did I miss... And then I just remembered, oh wait, hold on, this is WCW. That's what they do. They try to change it up and do this stuff. This is 2001 WCW. Now, as I was watching this, I got in my head about, you remember how we did that whole thing with Grapes about the layman watching this?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of moments in here where I was in my head, I was like, imagine if I didn't know anything that was happening and I'm watching this.
There's a few.
So, Kevin Nash gets down to the ring, and as a layman, you're watching this giant man that the announcers probably referred to as Big Sexy at some point. So this man, this giant, Big Sexy, 7-footer, attacking him. He's not elderly yet, but he's clearly older. Looks like his boss, may say something like it's his boss, and then says, I'm going to embarrass you in front of the world and strip you on live TV. So as a layman, you're sitting in your recliner and you're saying, let's do it then, let's see this. And then the first thing I thought of is, who was writing this at the time? It had to be Flair. There's no way Flair doesn't write, I get in my underwear on TV.
You're not wrong.
My dick needs to be out, is what he did at some point. He's like, you know
Florida
what?
Gator
Let's
underwear.
do it. I couldn't tell what it was. They said something, but I missed what they said, and I want to rewind it.
They're Florida Gators. Then they do a close-up later when he's getting dressed again. 15 minutes later, he's just putting pants on. What were you doing, Flair?
It gets weirder. Like, we think that this is where it stops. So you're a layman sitting in your recliner. The man just threatens to strip another man on live television. And then he stops at a certain point and says, you know what? I'm going to punish you too. And then starts unrobing himself. Like, you see him strip another man, and then you just see this guy slowly start to take his straps down. Because if you don't know wrestling, you don't know that that means a finisher's coming. You don't know that the strap's coming down means it's time to rock and roll.
Yeah,
I'm about to eject.
This is something late night cable.
So you're sitting there watching this, and you're like, am I about to watch these two dudes fuck on live television? Is that what's going to happen? And then eventually, a whole mess of human beings come out of a limo. We have one of the greatest of all time, Buff Bagwell. Lex Luger, who reminds you of every dad who's ever hit a gym. Jeff Jarrett's involved. Who else is there? Oh, Scott Steiner. How do you forget Scott Steiner? And then that one weird dude who led Natural Born Thrillers that I can't remember his name for the fucking life of me.
Oh, yeah, what is his name?
For the fucking life of me, I can't remember.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But they come down, and Nash grabs Ric Flair by the throat and says, "You come any closer, I'll kill him. I'll break his neck." Threatens the murder man on live television. A half-naked man. A man that took his shirt off threatened to kill a half-naked man on live television if they get closer. And what is Steiner's brilliant rebuttal to this?
You break his neck, I'll break your neck?
I'll kick your ass.
Oh, is that what he said?
He said, "We'll come in there and kick your ass." Great, Scott. Good thing those promo courses are helping you, bud. And I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, though. Stepping away from the layman point of view for a while, it may have went on a little longer. It was a little drawn out, but it was something different. It was a little exciting at times.
It was exciting.
The crowd seemed into it.
They were very into it.
Which is cool.
Well, they weren't into it yet, but then the man of the night shows up.
Okay, so I'm back to the layman. So explain to me what happens, because I'm the layman now, sitting in my chair watching this.
So, the cat, he's the general manager.
Commissioner.
Is that what he is?
Flair's the general manager.
His music hits. The whole caggle of people turn around and they're waiting for him to come down and beat his ass.
And I'm expecting a cat. As a layman, I say, Nash said, "I'm taking a gamble, or I want to negotiate," and I brought a negotiator. And then they say, "Oh, the cat's coming. The cat's coming," and I expect a kitten or a kitty.
You're wrong. If someone says a negotiator and calls himself the cat, you think it's a mobster of some sort.
And then this man comes out of the crowd
in pinstripes,
dancing. Which, by the way, as the layman, I have to put myself in the mindset where I know I'm hearing James Brown. They put the weird circus music in for him because they don't have the rights. But James Brown music is playing, and the cat comes out and just starts making fun of Flair, kind of. And then, also, the one thing we could say about this episode of Nitro as a whole is they were super going inside with the lingo. He said, "I'm going to book this 25 times."
Oh, yeah.
There's a moment where they say, "Don't get hot," which is a wrestling term. There was another moment where, there was something else. He was in a work or something. There was lingo being used. Like Nitro in 01 was for the smarks and only the smarks. It was the FUBU of wrestling. By smarks for smarks. But smarks had everything, so it didn't help.
And Cat fantasy booked the whole show.
He did, and he came out and he said, "I'm booking this whole thing." He said, "I'm gonna book 6? You're having 3 matches."
Yeah. No, Big Papa Pump.
Big Papa Pump's having 3 matches. Also, what does the cat call Big Papa Pump?
Big Papa Dump?
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? And it's fantastic. The cat is a recruit of Eric Bischoff. Eric Bischoff went out and recruited the cat for WCW, and I honestly think it's probably one of the best. The cat belongs in wrestling.
Oh, he is wrestling.
The cat belonged in WCW, and he's unbelievable at what he does. Now, what's the reason that he booked Scott Steiner in 3 matches? Because he's a 3-time karate champion.
Yeah, that's it.
No fucking logic. There's no
logic there.
I'm a 3-time. So Flair should have come out and said, 16 matches tonight, boys. 16 matches. I'm a 16-time champion.
The cat says that. Schiavone's like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't think Schiavone said that. It was Scott Anderson is the other commentator. The other commentator, I think. It's not Anderson. Definitely not Scott Armstrong.
Scott Hall?
Yeah, that's who it is. It's definitely Scott Hall on color. Yeah, so we find out that Scott Steiner is working 3 times tonight because the cat's a 3-time karate champion. His first match starts right away. It's a 1 versus 4 handicap match. Steiner, parenthetically, in his street clothes. Steiner in his street clothes versus the Jung Dragons and Jamie Noble and Evan Courageous.
Wow. And
what do you got? How's this match for you? How did this thing stand up?
I liked it.
What did you like?
The whole point is booking Big Papa Pump look tough. And he fucking looked tough.
Agreed.
His fucking belly German suplexes are nasty, though, and not in a good way.
He did a T-bone from the second rope, which was disgusting.
It's like, drop people on his neck.
Let's juxtapose this with the current product. All right, let's think this through. Who are they booking all the time to look super strong? Roman Reigns? We'll say Roman Reigns.
Or Brock.
Let's go with Roman, because Roman's there all the time. Papa was there all the time, carrying the company.
Yeah, one arm.
Okay, so let's say they put Roman in a match on Raw, because it would be their prime show. And it's Roman against... Wow, holy shit, never mind. Okay, what did you think about Lars versus the Lucha House Party? Because that's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, but it wasn't good because Lars doesn't have that.
Doesn't have what?
But he doesn't have it.
It doesn't have it. Papa Pump. I'm going to be honest. Papa Pump did have it. He did. And not only that, I mean, I think Papa Pump would have been an incredible ring worker had he not gotten as big. Like, shave it.
Yeah.
Like, whenever he takes the juice, if he just squirted like a little bit of it out before he juiced. Just a tiny. Because, I mean, when him and his brother were the tag team, I know you're not very familiar with Varsity Club Steiners. Like, you've seen them, but you're not super familiar with them.
I know they're stiff, but...
One of the greatest fucking tag teams of all time. They were amazing. And, I mean, Steiner, he didn't invent it, but he popularized the Frankensteiner, the top rope Hurricane Rana. Just amazing shit from Steiner. And he could work, and he was stiff, but I don't think that's because he couldn't bend.
He just got too big.
He was this dude's on all the juice.
No.
There's a reason the cruiserweights existed because they couldn't get any juice. Steiner hoarded all the juice, and they couldn't get any.
I'm just watching this match. I'm like, this guy's fucking a house.
If you don't think Courageous didn't want some juice, you're wrong. Courageous wanted to get on the gas, and Steiner had all the gas. Wouldn't give it to anybody else.
But you didn't like this match?
I like it for what it was, like you said. I mean, it wasn't a good match by any means.
No, I mean, it was
But for what it was supposed to be, it did its job. And it's
the man kicked out of 4 guys on top of him. Come on.
It's the Lars Sullivan versus Lucha House Party. It's the Braun versus enhancement talent. Although the weird thing is, that's the weird thing about this is we just saw last week like the Young Dragons and Noble and Courageous facing off in a blockbuster of a tag team match against each other.
Yeah.
And then bury them all. Then again, you could also say.
I mean, they're mid-card. I mean...
That's what I'm saying, though. You could also say that that's what the current product needs, is more of a definition between the mid-card and the top card.
Yeah, and that really set the difference between a cruiserweight and a heavyweight champion. You know, I mean, I know it's not like boxing, but...
No, but let's go to the other side, where, like, New Japan. Junior heavyweights don't beat heavyweights.
They don't.
Unless you're Will Ospreay.
Wow. I mean...
Okay, we mentioned his name. Where do you sit? Where do you sit on the Twitter beef? It's resolved now.
Just want some Nando's.
You've seen that it's been resolved, right?
Yeah.
So it's resolved. But what did you think of with Seth taking shots at Will Ospreay using his bank account?
Yeah, I don't know.
Not a good look, right?
No, it wasn't. But he apologized.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's cleared up now. But when it happened, the first thought in my head was Seth. The one man in the world, one of the only men in the world that can hold a candle to you in the ring. Will Ospreay, you're going to go after him? There's literally thousands of wrestlers. Like, I mean, Seth's elite. Seth is an elite performer.
What started it?
Seth said something, just being company man. He said, like, this is the best wrestling on the planet, and I'm the best wrestler. Find somebody alive doing what I do and competing at my level. And Will Ospreay said, I'm alive. That's all he said. He said, I'm alive.
Jesus Christ, Seth. That was it?
Yeah, and then Seth said something like, okay, bud, or okay, buddy, short guy, something super condescending. And then he said something, I don't know, something along the lines of some bad stuff.
I think Seth should just give his Twitter to Becky and let her do it. She has some duds once in a while, but her Twitter's pretty fucking fire once in a while.
I mean, and like I said, it's taken care of now. Seth apologized. He said his bank account was the wrong look. It wasn't. He shouldn't have said it. Mentioned about the bank account.
But I mean, I get it to a point.
Just like how many people could actually hold how many people? If we had a list, how many people would you put with talent with Seth? You got Okada. You got Naito. You got Will Ospreay. I mean, there's very few up there.
But we never get to see Seth do anything.
I mean, no,
like,
but
he's down to the WWE formula where. The
is.
newest thing was that off-the-top Falcon Arrow thing he did, and now they overuse it.
That was like 6 years ago.
It wasn't. It was 2.
I mean, he's doing... But Seth is still one of the best performers anytime he's out there.
Oh, Seth kills it. I'm not saying not, but I'd love to see him in fucking AEW or New Japan doing shit like Moxley's doing. Where the fuck he wants.
Okay, nobody's doing what Moxley's doing.
Oh, well, you know.
Nobody's doing that.
No, because that goddamn thumbtack shit is not for me.
The man spit out a thumbtack.
It's not for me.
He spit it out.
It's disgusting.
So what you're saying is you're not trying to watch Fight for the Fallen.
Oh, I'll watch it.
I don't know who Moxley's fighting though.
Oh yeah, isn't he fight? Or is that G1 stuff? That's G1 stuff. Never mind. I don't know who he's fighting.
I wanted to follow the G1 this year, but it's so hard. Because it lasts so long and there's so much shit happening all the time.
It doesn't happen at our time.
That doesn't bother me. I'm awake most of that time.
Yeah, I guess. But okay. Yeah, so you didn't like the match.
Steiner stacks up 3 and does a 3-man Steiner recliner at the end, which in my head I know that they rehearsed the 4 men in the back and couldn't do it. That's what that means to me. Because Steiner didn't want to do a 3-man. He's like, if there's 4 dudes in there, I'm reclining them all.
Yeah, that one dragon fella stayed on top of the ropes way too long.
Yes, he did. But for what it was, it makes sense. I'm fine with it. What did you get from the backstage segment next?
Which one was it?
I got nothing. You know why? I just saw Animal standing like this in an Abercrombie shirt. Didn't see anything else.
I don't know if I saw that one, to be honest.
No, he had it on the rest of the night.
Really?
He had
that orange one?
Yep.
Oh boy.
It just said Abercrombie. I could hear, I could see, I like tunnel visioned on it, and I was like, what's happening? Like, who's in charge of these backstage
He
segments?
went all that way to put all his face makeup on. I mean, he probably sleeps in it, but
he had a like his own shirt on when he was out earlier, when he came out.
So that's his fucking relaxing.
He went to the backstage, an Abercrombie long sleeve. Let's do it. And that's all I heard. I couldn't see anything else. That's it. I didn't get anything from that backstage segment. Next, we have a U.S. heavyweight title match with the Franchise versus Rick Steiner. You sent me a picture. You said Steiner's gas before he gets to the ring.
He was, man.
See, I paid special attention. I think it was fine. It was a fine match. I think they definitely, if you recall, when we noticed he looked really gassed in their last match was him trying to do his finisher. Because he had to basically squat Franchise.
Yeah.
If you notice, they adjusted that into a spring, like an Irish whip into his Steiner driver.
Yeah, you're right.
So they adjusted the match so he didn't look gassed. So it was a fine match. It wasn't superior.
Plus, Franchise has his arm in a cast or something. So
For no reason.
I feel like that can't be helping him. He can't use his fucking wrist.
I mean, Franchise always did some weird shit. I honestly, when he came out and it wasn't Shivani, I can't remember who else was on commentary, but he said, it's a good place to hide a chain. I was like, okay, let's settle down.
I like the Franchise. I've only seen...
Franchise is a great heel.
I've only seen him 6 times.
Oh, I have an idea of what we're doing from now on when we do picks for shows.
Yeah?
The loser has to watch a event or a show like on the network or somewhere of the other's choosing. Like, if you lose, you can't complain when I make you watch Chi-Town Rumble 87. Like, you have to watch whatever I showed you. And you have to try. You can't sit there in your negative attitude bummed out about it.
I don't think I have a negative attitude anymore.
About certain things you do. When I get super hyped up about a Ric Flair match, you tone me out. You're done. You're like, it's fine. It's fine. You tune out the match.
You do the same fucking thing to me.
What do I do?
If I hype up any game or anything, you're like,
False.
you hyped it up too much. It's okay.
False.
Movies.
Movies are different.
Okay. What? I'm not wrong.
And it's not hyping anything up. It's giving me any expectation.
What? You do the same thing with Ric Flair match. I'm like, it's Ric Flair. He's doing his...
It's different. And when you
Woo!
it's okay.
Some chops.
Okay. When you wait till I show you the I Quit match, Ric Flair and Terry Funk, and you'll be fucking sold.
Okay, well, see, that doesn't count because Terry Funk's in there. The man couldn't walk when he came out of the womb.
I mean, maybe I'll even find like possibly the greatest TNA match of all time, which is Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, and I think it's AJ Styles.
I might have watched it.
It's a fucking wild match.
Might have watched it, honestly.
It's really good.
Because
But
my wife wanted to see AJ before he was in WWE.
and that's the match you watched, so it's good then. Good work.
Well, I didn't know.
No, I mean, I'm not being a dick. Good work.
I don't understand New Japan's like.
Oh wait, you watched it in New Japan because this was a TNA.
No.
match.
I watched TNA. I watched TNA one because as what I knew.
Oh, that's what you
I don't
figured out.
understand New Japan.
Oh, okay. I have an article to send to you then.
Okay.
I found this whole giant article like it was leading up to, not the G1, but whatever the last big thing was. Dominion?
Mm-hmm.
Might have been Dominion. And it was like an introductory guide to getting involved in New Japan. Because Dominion is like their second biggest show. Like Wrestle Kingdom's their one and then Dominion's the second. And it was like, it explained the factions. It explained like everything. Who's like, what's going on. Because I know you know that like Los Ingobernables exist. I know you know that Chaos exists. I know that you know that, Bullet Club exists.
Okada's in Chaos, right?
Okada's the leader of Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Naito's the leader of...
Ingobernables.
And then Suzuki Gun is led by Suzuki.
And then Bullet Club, is that still Jay White? He's still the leader?
Bullet Club's leader of... yeah. but like they all have like reasons, and it's they're not technically like they'll still wrestle each other. They're just banners that they're all under. Like they're all under different banners. Like that's essentially what it is. They're fighting for the banner of that. And like trust, I think you'll
see. That's fun.
Like I knew a bit about it, but I didn't know like this thing helped me, and I was like, oh, this is sweet now.
I have to check it out.
I'll send it to you.
I wish wrestling nowadays had more factions.
Don't say that. Don't say that. We're watching. Actually, we're a little past where there were 10 NWOs. So
okay, well that's garbage.
But that's 10 factions. You wanted 10 factions.
They're the same fucking faction.
No, there's
backstab,
NWO Hollywood, NWO Wolfpack.
It's the same symbol,
There
just
was
different
the
colors.
LWO.
Luchadors.
They were.
Oh God.
I think Eddie led them.
Did Raven have one? FWO.
No, Raven had the
flock.
The flock. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if he had his own version.
He didn't. He did not. Okay, what's next? Backstage segment, Flair telling Trouble how important he is as the Cruiserweight Champion, which they had to be laughing in the writer's room about this shit. Like, we're gonna have him telling how fucking important he is as the Cruiserweight Champion? They're fucking slapping knees. Kevin Nash is fucking smoking cigars. Because, like, let's be honest, nobody gave one fuck about that Cruiserweight title in WCW, especially in 2001.
One person did.
Dean Malenko?
No, he's too busy trying to get Lita. I'm talking Chavo.
I mean, yeah, I'll agree. So, while he's telling Trouble how important he is, he sees Dustin Rhodes coming down the ramp.
Terrible.
Dustin comes out and does like a poor man on Thorazine Dusty Rhodes impression.
It was the most PG promo ever. He said butts.
He said, but he had to say butts because he said bottom. You bet your bottom. He couldn't say butts twice in the one sentence because it would sound weird. So he said, you bet your bottom.
Oh God.
Yeah, honestly, it was like he was. I think they put some serious limits on him with this because, like, we see that Dustin. I mean, I guess this was years ago.
Fuck that! I'm sitting there because I was my baby was watching it with me too. I'm like, 19 years later, this guy has a 5-star match with his brother, and this is what we're at.
Yes,
and he was already in there for 20 years.
Yeah,
it's like what the fuck?
Yeah, wrestling's a crazy sport. It's a crazy, crazy sport. Basically, a Flair appears on the Tron, just screaming and fires Dustin.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, Dustin, look at the Tron!"
And then they go to commercial. Flair orders a commercial, and they come back and they're showing the recap. And then Flair's it cuts out like there's technical difficulties, which that's not what would happen if Flair ordered the footage to be cut.
Yeah.
It wouldn't like disintegrate out of existence. He's not Thanos. It wouldn't happen that way.
Oh.
And then Schiavone has to cover it by like, oh, Flair said it had to get stopped. Okay, it made me giggle. Whatever. I think Flair and Dustin could put on a good match if they're given the opportunity.
I love Flair's rants because when he's out of breath, there's another woo coming.
Oh, absolutely.
It's amazing.
Absolutely.
He forces it out.
He does.
Disgusting.
He does. Next, we have our first sign spotting. Actually, that's our second. I forgot to mention the one at the beginning I saw. The true 24/7 champion, 420.
Yeah?
It was a sign that just said 420, 24/7.
Good for you.
Good for that guy. Right?
Homegrown.
I hope it is. The next sign that I saw, which we need to, it has to still exist, right? And this do you think this is the first mainstream, I put that in quotes because it was wrestling in 2001 WCW, mainstream appearance of www.discgolf.com. Frisbee golf.
Oh my God, maybe.
01?
Is this where this started?
01? Did disc golf start as somebody saw this on, and they used to do, like I was a kid when I used to watch TV and any internet that popped up, any internet address, I would write it down and then go check it on my computer later.
What a nerd.
Do you think that's what happened? Someone's like, disc golf, and they're like, this is
here we are
incredible.
now.
Frisbees with like weird chain little nets in parks that nobody wants to be around.
Play that?
No.
We should.
But like where there is a park somewhere close that
Actually,
has
I watched a video on how to make it. We could do it.
In your yard? You don't have a fucking mountain or a football field of a yard.
I got a double lot.
It doesn't help us.
It's long.
Listen, I've played extreme bocce ball. If we're playing frisbee golf, we need to get real.
We can.
There's a park. It's not super far because I've been to it. But because I remember seeing the frisbee golf things.
Find it. We'll go. I'm not hiking anywhere, but we'll go.
It's a park.
I don't know. You go weird things.
If you have to hike to get to a frisbee golf thing, there's very few people playing frisbee golf.
There's already very few people playing frisbee golf.
There's even less.
It's a high bar to get in.
We have DDP versus Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner's second match of the evening. Steiner comes out with his actual wrestling gear on, which is good. I'm glad he had time to put that chainmail thing on his head. I will give credit to Steiner in this one for not phoning it in yet. I figured for his second match, he'd just phone it in. Like, he'd just be like, all right, I'm out here again. I'm not gonna...
this actually match was probably better.
No,
work-wise.
It's much better because there's two workers in there. I mean, the cruiserweights were selling their ass off.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a cruiserweight thing.
But, I mean, Steiner and DDP, they had a decent match. Eventually, you know, they go back and forth. DDP hits his cutter, but the ref disqualified Steiner for throwing him out of the ring. So DDP technically gets the win. But his only job, as told from Nash and the Cat, was to hit the cutter.
You missed the best back...
What?
When they're sitting on that couch, and
God.
DDP fucking walks on it and sits like some badass. Like,
Look,
I never thought
look.
DDP was cool until there.
Really?
That was it. That was the moment it clicked. I'm like, DDP, he's fucking cool,
Dude,
man.
that was DDP's thing. Like, DDP was cool. That's why he was so huge.
And Nash is just sitting there. He can't bend his one knee, so he's sitting like an asshole. He's like, I don't care. Kill him. You get buff. Kill him.
And I think he was stretched out like that to show, like, look how big I am. Because wasn't Brian Adams sitting beside him?
Yeah.
And Brian Adams is a pretty big dude, too.
He's like, you got buff. Like, kill him. I don't care.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, which is weird that you talk to a Canadian singer-songwriter like that, but we'll get there. Yeah, as DDP's exiting through the crowd, he gets attacked by what Shivani calls a fan 25 times. It takes way too long for them to say it's Canyon.
Yeah, it does.
It takes way too long.
He was dressed like a typical white dude.
He was. And him and Jeff Jarrett are stomping out DDP. And it is Canyon. He's back, which Canyon's incredible talent. There might be some stuff I need to show you of Canyon. By the way, when I win some of these things, some of these picks, we're watching a lot of earlier WCW.
We would actually do picks, though.
We do, I know. So we have to have a show next week so we can pick for Fight for the Fallen and Extreme Rules.
There is a show next week, isn't there?
Fight for the Fallen and Extreme Rules is next week, I believe.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Busy weekend.
Fight for the Fallen Saturday and
Liver can't
Extreme
take
Rules
this.
Sunday. Just drink seltzers.
I don't know, man. I can't get as hyped.
I heard there's no laws when you're drinking White Claws. That's what I heard.
Only 100 calories in my dick.
What?
You didn't see that video?
Of who?
I don't know. Some guy talking about what? I'll show you later.
I did not.
You probably won't like it, but
Probably not. I don't like many things. Next we have the match that, by the way, whenever Flair was talking to Chavo, did you hear any of the conversation?
No.
Did you hear him saying?
he was whispering.
Yeah.
I even had closed captioning on. It said indistinct.
Because the way that this match happened, it sounded like we should have known what was happening. Like, Flair told him he's putting him over. Flair told him he has a guy, he's going to make him look great.
I knew as soon as it came out.
I did too. And if I didn't know when he came out, by the way, he did a good job of like performing.
Yeah, he
like
was different, definitely.
But the moment they did that close up in the ring and you saw his lips, for some reason, I guess I know what Ray's mouth looks like.
It was just his stocky little build. I'm like, that's Rey Mysterio. I
Yeah.
told the wife, I'm like, that's probably Rey Mysterio. She's like El Nino. I'm like, it's Rey Mysterio.
By the way, his name is clearly El Nino.
Is it
El Nino, like El Nino.
like 9? Nina? What's 9?
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve.
No way. Never mind. I don't know Spanish.
But like, how is Nino spelled? I thought there was another letter in there, like El Nino, like the storm.
Nineo? Nino.
I don't think I gotta Google it. Nope. No fact checking. No fact checking. But it was weird to me that it was El, which is like the, and that's not what El Nino is. The storms. It's ILL.
Maybe Nina is something different.
Whatever. But it was still weird to me.
Maybe it's hurricane.
It doesn't really matter. It was just something that bothered me. But yeah, it was pretty clear from the beginning that it was Ray. Chavo was working stiff as shit on this. One of my favorite Chavo moves, and he does it basically every match, is he does like the backdrop suplex where he picks him up, but then he like pulls him down when he comes down. It's fucking so crisp. I love it so much. Like, he just goes for the standard backdrop suplex, but when he gets here, he just drops down and he pulls him down with him, and it looks so disgusting.
Oh, I must have missed it.
It's so good. Eventually, honestly, probably the best match of the night by far. The crowd doesn't give a fuck at all. But this is the difference between these kind of matches in 01 even and these kind of matches now, is this match was given enough time.
Oh, yeah.
The crowd eventually, because when this match started, dull roar.
Yeah.
Just people talking. Nobody cared. But by the middle to end of this match, the audience, they weren't cheering or booing, but they were paying attention.
Yeah.
And like I was like, yeah, they got this match over with this fucking work ethic. Like they worked hard to get this fucking
That's
match
the problem
over.
nowadays. They don't do that.
But eventually, there's some moves that are clearly Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
And then he disrobes, and it's Pretty Boy Rey Mysterio. El Nino / Rey Mysterio gets the win. This is where we see the next sign that I noticed. It says single and looking.
Oh,
The kid might be 14.
I hope he found some.
Might be 14. Was this the origination of not only disc golf, but dating sites?
Probably.
This guy's like, single and looking, let's do this, babies!
.com. Throw it on there.
Singleandlooking.com. And now we have Team Canada, the team of Lance Storm and Mike Awesome, coming to the ring. Where Lance Storm does his Can I Be Serious for a Minute? Which is fantastic.
It is.
So
I love it.
And then they're going to have a match because of who? Who came on the Tron to tell us?
The cat.
The cat came on the Tron. They're having a match against the Natural Born Thrillers. And you know how I fucking feel about the Natural Born Thrillers.
Chuck Palumbo and Sean O'Hara are awesome.
Oh my god. And the first thing that comes out of me of this match is Mike Awesome. 6'10", probably 260, diving over the top rope is fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Mike Awesome is a freak.
He is. I really like Lance Storm.
Oh, Lance Storm is an amazing worker.
I didn't think I'd care about some fucking B team Canadians.
Yeah.
I love them.
They're the A team.
I love them.
Which, by the way, fantastic tag match.
Yeah, it was.
And I think I spoke too soon about the Chavo El Nino
you
match.
definitely did.
Because this shit was fucking good. And I actually wrote that down. I wrote genuinely probably the best match for that one. And then down here I said, may have spoken too soon about the cruiserweights. Because this thing was fucking amazing.
It was.
These are 4 talents. Like 4 unbelievable talents. Mike Awesome was a little iffy at times. But in this match, there wasn't... They either protected him or he was getting better.
Yeah, he did a forearm off the rope, but he overshot it and just hit Sean with his peck in the face.
Oh wait, do you mean the frog splash?
Maybe.
When he was from the top rope, he did the frog splash?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was he hit him pretty hard. He hit him pretty hard.
Yeah.
He hit him pretty hard.
Then Palumbo and O'Hara, Natural Born Thrillers, right?
Natural Born Thrillers, yeah.
They had that cool little tag move where he held him on the ropes and did the frog jump over him and brought him down. That's pretty cool.
Which, every time I see a move like I'm like, let go of the ropes.
Stop with your logic.
Like, let go of the ropes. What are we doing? But honestly, unbelievably athletic match. Even had a comedy spot.
Oh, fun ending.
Even had a comedy spot where Lance Storm bumped into Mike Awesome and then rolled him into his half maple leaf.
Yeah.
And then doesn't realize it's him. Sean O'Hara and Palumbo are just standing back watching it happen.
It's awesome.
And then what's that guy's name? Who's the guy that he's a wrestler too.
Oh,
I can't remember. He comes out and says that it's him, and he turns around, and then he gets thrown out of the ring, and then they hit Mike Awesome with a super kick to Shanton Bomb, which, by the way, imagine if they were smacking their legs at this time, because that super kick looked so crisp without the slap of the leg.
Yeah.
And then the Shanton Bomb is disgusting, because that's a big motherfucker flying.
Sean O'Hara was amazing.
Sean O'Hara was amazing.
It's a shame he never did more.
It's a shame he's not with us. R.I.P. But this match, best match of the night, period. I even wrote that here. I said it is, without a doubt.
I might have to agree.
Natural Born Thrillers got the win, and they are so fucking good. It sucks for all of those dudes that like the company got sold when it could. Because I honestly think, and they're not just them, but there's other people. If the company would have gotten behind some of these younger talent a little more, pushed them, and garnered interest, build new stars out of them, WCW might not have survived. But they would have been able to continue a career and not just gotten buried in WWE when they went there.
Yeah, well, a lot of that was,
pettiness.
Yeah, and then who was booking WCW at the time?
Oh yeah,
didn't help.
Oh yeah,
it's a shame. It's just.
I mean, based off this card, you'd think Scott Steiner was booking it.
Well, fucking Cat did.
Cat said, "I'm booking it. I'm booking it all." Next,
Nash didn't show up for the meeting. Cat just walks in.
Next, we have a ridiculously violent and angry promo from Canadian singer-songwriter Bryan Adams. I'm still super confused that how he went this level with his career. Like, I mean, Canadian singer-songwriter Bryan Adams had some hits.
Everybody's life takes a turn.
Like, did he fall on some hard times and have to get in the ring? He met up with a man named Brian Clark, and Brian Clark convinced him. He said, "Hey, put the guitar down. I know it's your first real 6-string, but put it down."
Fuck you.
Put it down, and we're gonna fucking have to wrestle. And Canadian Singer's Honor, Brian Adams said, okay, no training, got in the ring. So we have Buff the Stuff Bagwell, against Brian Adams.
I love Buff. He's such a fucking asshole. Coming out trying to give those kids high five. Fuck them kids.
And then basically holds Brian Adams in a reverse chin lock for 80% of the match.
Well, Kevin owned it.
I was gonna say, it's Kevin Owens shit. Like, he's just being a heel, holding him in a chin lock. It was really good stuff. Luger shows up to interfere, but Brian Clark appears in a weird leather shirt, looking like Edge.
It was very tight and meshy.
He attacks Luger. Then Animal comes down in his Abercrombie shirt, and I didn't see anything else again. I don't know who won the match. I just watched the Abercrombie shirt. It was super weird to me. I still got lost in it.
Buff lost.
I don't know. Animalcrombie. I got lost in it, man. I got lost. So Buff lost or Buff won?
Buff lost.
Oh, poor Buff. Poor Buff.
Oh, he can take a loss.
But they end up busting up Brian Clark again.
Yeah,
and then,
come back from being injured.
And then Brian Adams has a promo at the end that says he wants to face Luger at Thunder. Bring Buff, because somebody needs to zip up the body bag.
Amazing.
Which, I never heard that in one of Brian Adams' albums. Like, why is that not a lyric in his album?
It's a deep cut.
Is it a deep cut?
It's a deep cut.
Was that on his second Real Six String? By the way, is that a Brian Adams song? I don't think it is. Is that Brian Adams?
It's Brian Adams.
Summer 69 is Brian Adams?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
It's not Mellencamp. It's the only other person I think it would be.
John Cougar, JC, Jesus Christ, Mellencamp. Okay, after the Abercrombie shirt appeared again, we have our main event of the evening. Scott Steiner versus Kevin Nash and a mystery partner. So, Scott Steiner's third match. Comes out, him and Medeja roll out. He had time to put the chainmail back on his head because you have to. And Nash comes out and announces his mystery partner will be... Hold on, I need to say what he says. Nash says, when I was hanging with K-Dog back at Wolfpack, we talked about familia. And my partner's your familia. Your brother, Rick Steiner.
Dog-faced gremlin.
The dog-faced gremlin, who, by the way, Rick Steiner working one match tonight already and making it through safely. Holy shit. 2 matches, we're fucking pushing here. We're rolling the fucking dice.
Pushing it to 1.
We're rolling the dice with Steiners here. And it is a title match. It is for the world title.
For the world
which made me think, if Rick pins Scott, is he the champion? Because it didn't sound like that. It sounded like no matter who pinned him, Kevin Nash is the champ.
Yeah.
Kevin Nash booked this shit out of this
book.
match. He booked this. All right, I'm in this match, and whoever pins him, I'm the champ. You know, that's what we're gonna do.
My knees don't work good.
Yeah, having Scott Steiner work 3 matches, okay. Having Rick work any more than half a match, oh no, oh no. It's what it is. I'm not one of these guys that piles on Nash that says he has 3 moves, because I think Nash is a decent worker. I also think Nash is much better on the mic than he seems, because we judge a lot of people on their mic work of how much they say and what they say, but that wasn't Nash's character. Nash's character was Big Daddy Cole. Like, he was supposed to just be cool and not say much and just say, like, one word here and there. So, like, I think that he was just his character. But it's a match. It wasn't a 5-star fucking burnout. It wasn't a fucking dud. It was just, it happened.
It was there.
And then at the end, why don't you explain to me, the layman, about how this match ended?
I don't know. I mean, I saw the very end. I don't know how it got there.
Oh, that's all you need is the end.
Oh,
because it was a swerve. That's the other word they used. Swerve.
Kevin Nash gets he's pinning Papa Pump.
Hold on. Let's go back once. Let's go back one hair.
One hair.
Rick Steiner gets in the ring and demands that Kevin Nash powerbomb him. He's like, put him up! Put him up! Put him up! Put him up!
See, I missed that. That would have made it so much better.
Yeah, and then he powerbombs him and then gets on to pin him. 1, 2. Steiner interrupts the pin, drops an elbow on him.
Just an elbow. Can we rephrase
Yes.
that? Just an elbow.
Just an elbow. Breaks up the pin. Simple as that. Just breaks up the pin. Nash is out.
From just an elbow.
Steiner's finished. Steiner is so gassed. Rick Steiner is so gassed. He wins the match with a pin breakup. By interrupting the pin, he wins. Scott pins Nash. I think Rick yelled something like, don't mess with family or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it was fucking weird. If Nash is booking it, why would he lose off a pin breakup? It's super weird to me.
It's weird. Maybe that wasn't what was supposed to happen.
What was supposed to happen?
I don't know. Maybe fucking Rick couldn't do it. He's like, I can't do it. Can't do it, brother.
He dropped the elbow and he said, just put it, just fill it, take the pen, just eat the pen.
It's not even off the rope or anything. He's just standing there.
He stood there, dropped an elbow. Nash is out cold. I have to believe then that Rick Steiner's elbow is the most vicious thing.
Is he like Lex Luger? He's got fucking
no,
elbow.
I mean, and Nash was out, like finger poke of doom out, like flat, done. Not even a movement, not even an attempted kick out.
Oh my god! I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
So the Steiner brothers are celebrating, walking out. Nash rolls over, and somebody gave him a mic because why wouldn't there be a mic at Nat? And Nash says, "I'm not done. I got more left."
You got pinned.
Yeah, he says, "I got more left." So then they turn around, and I didn't catch the line when I was watching it, but you had subtitles on, and I saw it, and I'm more confused than ever.
I wasn't.
DDP, you just hear, first of all, you don't see him first. You hear, "I'm your Huckleberry."
Okay, yes. I was gonna ask you, what the fuck does that mean?
"I'm your Huckleberry." And then DDP shows up with a chair.
I'm not familiar with Huckleberry.
And then he said, they couldn't finish the job or something like that, and you can't either. I have no idea what happened. I'm your Huckleberry.
What the fuck does that mean?
That's what I'm going to say from now on anytime I enter a room.
I don't know. I don't know if it's okay to say that.
But is it like a Huckleberry Finn reference?
Where else would the term Huckleberry ever come
He's
up in
not
life?
a fruit. Huckleberry's a real berry, isn't it? My papa said it is.
It's not in this. It's boysenberry.
Which also, I'm still arguing that boysenberry is a real berry. I even tried the jam, and I don't think it's real.
I'm not sure Huckleberry. I don't know, man.
I'm not going to look it up because I feel like I will then be like, I will have ads to buy like Confederate flags and shit.
Well, you gotta burn something.
Yeah, those Betsy Ross shoes.
No way. eBay them fuckers.
Oh yeah, that'll be some racists super pumped to grab those.
They're going for like $800.
They never released.
$1,200.
They never released.
Some did.
What, prototypes?
No, some actually did come out. Some people like reviewers and stuff.
So
there are shoe reviewers. That's the thing.
Oh no, there are. Yeah. So there's some super pumped up racists out there with brand new Betsy Ross Nikes on.
I guess now.
I mean, I guess there's shoe collectors that would want them just for the rarity too.
I mean,
it's like that.
you're just buying it for your collection, not because you're racist.
Yeah. It's like that. Well, I mean, let's be honest. I think Mike Huckabee buys those to.
Yeah.
Let's not hold on. We're not trying to get political.
Yeah, what happened?
Mike Huckabee's definitely wearing those Betsy Ross shoes to say I hate the blacks, without a doubt. Let's just get that out of the way.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
So you know what we have to do now.
Mm-hmm.
Nitro.
There's so much condensation.
Nitro. I'm fucking so moist.
I know.
I'm so moist. It's disgusting. So segments, matches. What was your favorite thing out of this? Favorite segment or match?
I'm gonna be. Oh fuck. The fucking backstage segment with the cat, Nash.
Oh, the couch sitting segment.
Yes.
Okay.
I was chuckling myself. Like a deep chuckle.
Here was my problem with a lot of these backstage segments is, even though like they changed venue, like one was in Flair's office, one was in with the couch, one was like in a hallway, they all seemed exactly the same to me. That was my issue with all these backstage segments, is they were all just, okay, here it is again, they're just talking. Like, there was no, for some reason to me, there was nothing in them.
Yeah, but...
I thought it was cool when they were sitting on the couch, let me be honest. When they were all sitting around, first of all, I was like, what the fuck is Bryan Adams there? He doesn't have a guitar. Like, I was super confused. I still don't understand, but I get that. My favorite part, without a doubt, is the Natural Born Thrillers versus Team Canada. That match was a fucking barn burner, and if that match would have been 3 out of the 6 matches on this thing, maybe WCW would have survived. Because that thing was exciting.
You know what? Fuck off. No, not to you, but I don't... Watching this episode wasn't that bad. I know I shit on WCW when we first started this.
Yeah. I'm glad you're saying 01 WCW isn't bad, because that means you're going to fucking love some
like,
97.
when we started getting into National Born Thrillers and Team Canada and shit like that, I was like, okay. And the long, convoluted, like, main event storyline is hit or miss,
Yes.
very much so.
Yes.
It still sits fun moments.
Yeah.
Like,
And
getting taken out by an elbow.
That is one of the things is, anytime Scott Steiner was in the ring, and when Steiner and Nash were in the ring, I even was thinking to myself, like as a kid, I don't think either of these dudes were super likable, which is, I think, a reason. Like, Nash was likable, but because he was Cole. which always lends itself to not that likable because it's always like, well, you're Cole, but a lot of people, including myself that watched wrestling, maybe didn't feel like the coolest of people. So like if the main good guy is Cole and you don't feel like you're as cool as that Cole guy, you think they're gonna pick on you.
But what's cool about Nash?
It was just his whole persona. It was his whole persona.
He wears a fucking ponytail. He's the epitome of uncool.
It's a 1.
Still the epitome.
It's a 1.
01 cool was frosted
love
tips
ponytails.
and khakis.
You love ponytails.
I hate ponytails. I like man buns. I like halves.
What are you worked up about? Why do you hate a ponytail?
I don't like ponytails. It's just lazy.
Okay, maybe 01 Nash wasn't the coolest, but it has so much backlog of Cole from being like from coming in with the Outsiders and Hall. They were the fucking original 3NWO were the coolest dudes of all time. They were so fucking cool because they just didn't. It was the anti-hero that everybody fucking loved. It was the Stone Cold. It's why Stone Cold was so cool.
Yeah, were they anti-heroes or just assholes?
Both. But in 97, 98, that's what was cool, was being the asshole. Bart Simpson was at his fucking peak.
Okay, you're right. You're right. That's fair.
And like, I think that they both, like, I understood why that was the two guys to carry the company. Because while that match was happening, even though it wasn't a great match, I was like, I fucking get it.
Like, if I had to pick a cool guy out of them, you know who I'd pick?
Rick?
No. Well, not out of them two. I guess.
Cat?
Well, okay, look, hold on. The cat can carry fucking anything.
Okay, well, who's your cool guy? Buff?
No, Scott Hall.
Yeah, but
out of the three.
I'm talking about what's going on in this.
I know, but
Scott Hall is a little preoccupied at this point.
pills?
Yeah, he had a lot of problems at this point, I think. This may have been one of the years he was in rehab. Good thing he turned his life around, man, because it was not looking good for him.
No, it wasn't. But, like, that's cool. Well, okay, hold on.
Without a doubt.
I mean, he was cool. That was cool to me. He was gross with his gross chest hair and all that, but
I mean, him and Nash would come out together, and like it wasn't like you'd see Scott Hall and be like, "Oh, he's so much cooler than Nash." They were two cool dudes.
No,
you didn't see Hall and Nash come out together, and you were like, "Oh, they're both."
Nash was the guy that hung around the cool guy and wanted to be liked.
No way, man.
Yeah,
you need to watch even like current day interviews.
Win picks.
Even current day interviews with Nash, like.
Nash shoots,
but like Nash's character like is Nash just a little bit more, like a little bit chiller, because like that's who Nash is. He's unbelievably intelligent. He's extremely like laid back about most things. It's not Hogan. Not gonna work for me, brother. Not laying down for me. Somebody else doing a job, brother. Let me tell you something, Jack. Let me tell you something, dude.
Who fucking pinned him in that pay-per-view we watched?
Billy Kidman?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Was it Kidman? Is
that the one? Wasn't it?
Good times, huh?
Oh.
Okay, bouncing off that, least favorite.
Least favorite?
Yep. Want me to go first on this?
Yeah, sure.
Least favorite. Like you said, this wasn't a super bad show by any stretch. If I had to say least favorite, it's probably Dustin's weird promo.
That's what I was gonna pick.
Dustin's weird promos for me.
I pick that myself. That is the dud of this show.
And then I need a rating from you for this. And just for context, I'll go back. The SmackDown Extreme, we didn't do it. Great.
It's all right.
Raw 401, you gave it a 7. I gave it a 6. And then the last Nitro, you gave it a 3. And I gave it a 6, but with the Alex Wright spot, I got a 7.
Didn't he just get powerbombed through a fucking table for
Dude, he came out dancing. He told him he's #1 contender.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Give me a solid 5. 6.
A 6?
6. Give me a 6.
You gave this thing a 6, huh?
It was a good show. I was entertained. If I came home from school and put this on, I would have went to bed probably before the main event and been happy.
See, here's the thing. If I'm coming out of a 7 with that Alex Wright spot,
thrown up there.
I like that. I like that show a lot. The one thing missing from this is who? Daphne. We didn't have any Daphne.
You're right.
I'm giving it a 7.5.
We had 3 Medasias though.
We did have 3 Medasias, and she is just the epitome of a manager in 01. Like, she's everything that you want a manager to be.
I've never seen a manager carry the belt like that before. It's so cool.
What, just like all over her shoulder?
Well, that, and she just carries it. Like, she just always has it. It's awesome.
It is. It is sweet. So let's get a 7.5 from because I think it's a half point better than the last one, and I can't go 8 because 8's a pretty fucking good show.
Yeah.
This is a good show. I don't think it's 8. Daphne may bump this thing up another half point.
Maybe 2.
So for next show, Raw 402. By the way,
Are we written?
wrote it down.
Pre-written.
I had to.
We're planning ahead.
Raw 402 will be next. What time are we at?
We're at an hour.
And it's fucking an
Can
hour
we get out of this
death.
heat box?
Hour of death. Do you have anything to add? Do you have anything to plug?
No.
Rub your face on that.
No.
It's probably nice and cold.
I'm like breaking out or something. I think I'm stressed or dying. Probably both. Well, I mean,
Just the prior. Do you want my hat?
Nah, it's alright. No, I'm not gonna plug. I've not really any toys out, so I haven't been doing any of those, and I don't have room, as you can see. Brian's apparently playing Onimishu for the channel.
What's that?
It is a early Capcom like demon
PS1?
fighting game. PS2 Onimishu.
Oh, fighting game.
No, like kind of like an action,
Like
like
a
kind of like
Dark
Devil May
Souls?
Cry,
Like a Dark Souls?
like Devil May Cry.
No, not Dark Souls. What am I thinking of? Like a Legacy of Kain?
Yeah, kind of.
I think I've seen it.
Yeah.
Is it like Legacy of Kain mixed with Tenchu Stealth Assassins?
Yep.
Okay, I've
Yep.
seen it. It's like a. It's not. It's like a. There's like a red logo.
Yep.
I know exactly.
He bought
what
the
you're
HD
talking
remake for $20. I was gonna buy it for him because he's been talking about it for like 2 weeks,
about.
and he's like, "Man, I shouldn't have bought that. I only got $4 my name." I'm like, "How much you pay for it?" Like $20. I'm like, "You didn't have $20." Feeling, I'm like, "What the hell?" I would have got it for him, but impatient. That's a
I'm
life
fucking
lesson.
impatient,
Be
too.
patient.
I need to change my shirt. It's just wet.
Oh,
I don't even have sweat stains because my whole shirt's wet.
just blends in.
The whole thing's wet.
Well, we'll go get some food and some drinks.
So you don't have you unplugging your stuff? I went and befriended some goats.
I saw. How was that?
One's name was Archie.
I didn't want to bother you on here.
One's name was Archie. He was 9. Old man. Goats only lived to be about 10.
Damn.
But he was the old alpha, and now there's a female goat that's becoming the new alpha, and I was giving Archie too much love. And I stopped petting Archie for a minute. He started nibbling on my arm because he wanted me to pet him more. Scritched him some more. And then the female goat came over because she was getting too much attention and like pawed at me with her thing. It was fucking amazing. So now I was back at both fucking goats. I would get that. I mean, honestly, the whole trip out there was just I needed to see like older animals living their lives and enjoying it because my dog passed away, and it was good for my soul. I really enjoyed it. It was really good.
Goats are awesome.
Goats are awesome. The turkeys were amazing. And we've been there before, but it was a different experience this time because I had I loved on the animals a little more. The cows are awesome. The turkeys are awesome.
I understand.
It was a good time though. I enjoyed myself. It was a
cool.
long ass day.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys came back. Let you stay out there.
It was a long ass day. Got up at like 9:30.
Yeah, I for real thought you should go and stay somewhere and come home in the morning.
It was only a day trip.
Should have made it an overnight trip.
I liked it. I
mean, I'm sure you had fun, but it might have been less stressful.
It was cool to be back home though. You know what I mean? Like waking up the next morning and not having to travel home. You're already home. And then we fucking went to a farmer's market.
Makes sense.
So that's it.
I believe so.
Thank you for watching. Tell your dads.
Please tell your dad.
And honestly, that applies more now than ever because you probably see this and you're like, what the fuck are these dudes talking about 2001 wrestling? Your dad watched this. So fucking tell your dad. Just because one of us is dad doesn't mean we both don't appeal to dads. I didn't appeal to dads for many years because they saw me as a person who's going to lead their daughters down the wrong path. That's not me anymore. I'm not a fucking risk of doing that. I don't care.
He settled down.
I'm settled. I'm done. My life's over. Got real dark.
Yeah.
Real dark, real fast.
Jesus Christ.
Real dark, real fast.
I feel like Brian's here somewhere.
I just channeled him.
You did.
I just locked. We fucking locked.
He's on his sexual plane.
We locked
He's
gears.
sleeping.
Yes. Thank you for watching. Tell your dads. And bow to buff the stuff.